I have Sean Guiry, Mick Fenton, and Danny O'Rourke from Ballymacarbry Community Centre. They're going to give us a very quick synopsis of where the organisation, the community enterprise started, who it services, the benefits in it in the community. Thanks, gentlemen, if you want to just carry on there.
Right, I'm Mick Fenton, Sean Guiry, Danny O'Rourke. We are part of a 5-person committee that coordinated the building of Ballymacarbry Community Centre. We had a Pat Ryan and a Dick Guiry who said they can't be with us this evening, they're tied up. So that was the 5-person committee. We got going in 2004, which can only be described as a dream. We're all from Ballymacarbry, small village in West Waterford, nearly as far west in Waterford as you can go, with the Cumras this direction, Knockmeal Downs in this direction. Galty's a little bit farther west, but I suppose it's really made for mountain walking and all that kind of stuff. Prior to 2004, we didn't really have any facilities. We had an old hall that was built, an old parish hall that was built well fit for purpose in the mid-50s, had gone past its sell-by date. So a decision was taken that we should maybe look at a new facility. So by default, we need to get into the detail. 5 of us were put on a committee with a dream and no money. So everybody in the community knew that there was plenty of funding available, but that's a little bit like the hole around the ditch. Very easy to say there's funding available. We'd done a bit of research on that only to find that we needed match funding to draw down all this funding. So we had a fairly quick decision to make, which we made, and we started by sending a questionnaire around to all houses to get the community as involved as we possibly could. So we sent a questionnaire to all houses, pretty much a wish list as to what they'd like in a new community centre. So we got back all kinds of things, which pretty much ties into what we have in the centre today. 15 years on, with the exception of the swimming pool. Some people wanted a swimming pool, which was never going to happen. So I suppose that was positive insofar as we were all on the same hymn sheet. Being positive and all as it was, it still didn't put any money in our pocket. So since 2004, we have met every Monday night, and at one of those meetings we said, look, we're going to have to call it here. Where are we going to get money for match funding, for bank loans, etc., etc.? Because even at that point, we knew that the facility was going to cost a minimum of €1 million. So we came up with a brainwave, if you would like to call it that, where we went back to 500 houses in our community with a suggestion that they'd come on board with finances of 260 a year over a 5-year period. And again, not so sure as to how this was going to be taken upon, but it came back with a very positive. We got 70% positive response from all the households. And then I think in our first year, we had 53,000 of income from that system. Now, Danny O'Rourke here on my left was our treasurer, and we felt from the get-go that it was essential that secrecy was part of the deal, critical. Yeah. So Danny and Danny alone was the only man that knew who was paying and exactly how much they were paying. So that kind of got us on the go. We made a commitment then to the community that we would do a fundraiser every year. So we started with things like holiday draws, which would have done very well. Obviously, we weren't going to sell enough of tickets as a 5-person committee. So we constantly went back to the community for help in those regards. And they were never found wanting. They always came on board. And at the very start, and bearing in mind that we had income from a direct debit system, we didn't even have a site. We often left Ballymacarbry on a night in winter time with 40 volunteers going selling tickets for this draw. And they would have done very well. We'd have made maybe 20,000 on those draws. And we were committed to doing one of them a year. Now, they varied from things like golf classics to draws to auctions and all that kind of stuff, and they were very good. So we got going then, we started building in 2005, built in phases. We constantly applied for funding. We got Waterford Leader funding, we got Sports Capital funding for different phases as we went along. And today we have Montessori facility, we have 5 rooms for renting, we have a NastroTurf, we have a wooden floored hall for badminton and stage on board, so that's used a good bit by local schools and that kind of stuff. We would have...
You have a hostel and you have elderly accommodation for the elderly as well?
Yeah, our neighbours have the elderly accommodation, but again they use the facility. And the place is humming, and thankfully 2020 we reached the end of our payments to the banks, so it's currently mortgage free. We have a lady coming in paid 20 hours a week to run the place. We have 4 people working in the Montessori school. We have a lot of birthdays, meetings. There's a local caterer in the area. She's here possibly 2 days a week. We have
2 people on a FOSS scheme.
2 people on a FOSS scheme helping out. WWETB they come here and provide courses and training courses. We have another stream. The gym, yeah, we have gym upstairs. People come and use that. We have a system then of 5 rooms for rent, and all the local clubs come here for their meetings and all that kind of stuff. The hostel is very busy with groups, sort of March, April, May. Schools come here again to avail of the walks on the mountains, and they live here for maybe a week stint at a time. So by and large, we're mortgage free.
Self-sustaining now?
Built
Self-sustaining. Yeah.
Self-sustaining, absolutely
Yeah.
self-sustaining. In a position that we can pay a wage out of it every week to keep the thing going. We still meet on a Monday night, just to monitor things and see how things are going.
And at the end of each year, the surplus in income, what uses do you make of that?
Maintenance. We like to keep the place looking well, maintenance and upkeep and that kind of stuff. And it's always nice to have a few bob in the kitty, because who knows?
Future.
No, we're under no illusions that down the line, like there'll be major repairs to things like the floor, the astroturf. Windows will give trouble.
It's put back into the enterprise.
Absolutely, put back into the enterprise. But thankfully, it's self-sufficient now. Place is humming. It's extremely good for the village. It has kind of joined up the village. We're always known as the village with the pubs at the Dungarvan side and the village on the Clonmel side, but this facility has kind of joined up the village.
It's a major hub in the community, for the community.
Yeah. And I think, to be fair, it would never have been here if it wasn't for the effort by the community and the buy-in from the community and the financial support from the community. And obviously a member of the committee, I'm proud of the fact it's here, and I think every man, woman and child within the community is also proud of it.
Gentlemen, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
Welcome, Mick.